Comments.
Nowhere now. 9 seconds to go. Claire Louise is holding strong at the front. He could be another winner from the last Ducks. 42. I don't know who's going to take. I think it's going to be 42. 'Cause I wanna love you.
They have a human right to live like every other family does, and that...
Would you listen to that crying woke fucking cunt?
Oh, nice tits. I mean, nice shot.
£3.25 versus £1.42. Yeah, 42. That rings a bell, doesn't it?
Hello, Jehovah's Witnesses. Do you have a minute?
I'll be honest, mate. I'm just having a wank at the minute.
Good lad. Bye-bye.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Please delete as applicable because the internet is worldwide and time zones are indeed a thing. Also, can I get a wee audio check in the chat, please? And I will introduce you to tonight's guests for the last Saturday show. We have the third Duke of Women, also known as Professional Co-Host Pakka. What about you, Sean?
Good evening. It's the third Duke of Wimbledon. Do you not remember him?
I know very little about this character.
Me, the third Duke of Wimbledon, here at the sixth form girls' dormitory at 3 a.m. What were they thinking? Do you not remember him from the Fast Show?
Right. I know nothing about the Fast Show. So that's why I'm totally oblivious to that reference.
Well, that's the reference. And the other my favourite this week was someone put in the chat on Dangerfield. Why is one of them sitting in a child's bedroom? So,
well, that's never a child's bedroom.
Well, to be fair, some of it was in my bedroom when I was a kid. I mean, the Action Men for sure. So,
yeah, Action Men are currently a collectible.
Yeah, well, I didn't collect them. They're my Action Men. I mean, I did, yes, but I had them since I was like 7.
Yes, and quite apart from being of great sentimental value to you with all the time that you played with them, they are also that era Action Man. They're collectible. That's an exhibit you've got there.
They are. I think the good ones are worth about £100 and the average ones are worth about 30 or something like that if you're into that sort of thing. I've looked online. You can spend a lot of money on Action Men. I'm not good.
Yeah. And Mr. Sansom, what about yourself, John?
Yeah, mate, great. How's everybody doing? I'm all right. Yeah, it's that time of the month again. Rolled around quicker than ever. Yeah. Only got 2 bits of the old housekeeping tomorrow, as always, at 7. Rags over on his channel, Ragnar Ironspear, is going to be putting the world to rights at the end of the month stream with Matt the Angry Bootneck. And then obviously it's Dave's Waffle House, 8:30, Monday to Friday, duck race on a Friday. I missed the duck. I thought I might be able to make it this week, but I didn't. But I popped my head around earlier on in the week to say hello before I went and make me tea.
Well, speaking of the Mr. Dave Waffle, he does indeed have the link for tonight's show. He's been invited. He's been hemming and hawing about whether or not he's going to come on. And to be fair, it was sprung on him at quite late notice because I intended to send him an email on Monday, and that didn't end up happening until Friday, so I only knew from yesterday. But he does have the same invite for next month if this one was just too short notice. However, he said, send me the link, and he may or may not turn up. I actually hope he does. If Dave Waffle gets remembered for nothing else, he should indeed be remembered for the line that he came up with, which is, these fuckers are stuck on an island with us, which is perfectly true. And
that is very good, yeah.
Yeah, nobody's ever done well out of that. You know, you potentially say, well, the Celts in the Republic of Ireland have been stuck on an island with us, and they have managed to fucking claim a bit of it.
Well, I'm just thinking, I mean, even the Normans came over and we turned them against the French.
Well,
I mean, that's quite something, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, well, the problem is the people that are fucking with us now in the government, their ancestors collaborated with the Normans. The Normans didn't just come in and be able to take this place over. There was a whole shitload of British people who collaborated with the Normans in order to make that happen. They had previously collaborated with the Romans, which is why Boudica killed a hell of a lot more fucking English than she did Romans. Yeah, too many are descended from the Normans. Yeah, this is exactly it. And now they've got positions of power. You know, that's a problem. But yeah, there's still more than enough of us to turn this whole thing around. I'm very confident of that.
Well, we ain't got anywhere to go, so we can't lose.
Yeah. This is exactly it. And your choices then become disappear or fortify. And I would go with fortify. And putting real effort into getting my granddad was in the Neanderthal. Here's the other thing. I'm not saying hello to everybody individually in the chat, but I am going to start putting up the comments because I don't tend to really do that whenever I have guests on. There isn't that many comments anyway. The other thing that I do want to address is I'm well aware that I'm clashing with an England match.
Can you hear it on my telly?
Yeah, I can sort of hear it a little bit in my telly. I've it recorded. I shall be watching after the match, after the stream, to see what happened. I do support England. I support any British team that's playing any non-British team at any time in any sport. That's just how I roll. The reason I thought that the England match was on Friday, and last night it was like, oh, holy fuck. Because I was sitting down to watch the England match, and that wasn't what came on.
Who are they playing?
Ecuador.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
because I was going to say if they were playing like Ghana or Nigeria, it's pretty hard to tell the players apart. But anyway,
well, yeah, this is true. But the thing about it is, in my humble opinion, what you need to do, the thing that you actually need to do, is separate what the England team is from the 11 highly paid mercenaries that the England team put on the pitch at any one time. I'll get this picture up because I want to.
It's Panama we're playing, so we can compare canals. Yeah. You know.
Yep. Hold on, I find this.
Old Hands of Stone was from there, wasn't he? Roberto Duran, he was a Panamanian. Good lad. Did it?
All they did was connect one bit of water to another, but we went all the way from Birmingham to London. So
yeah, they old Roberto Duran, the money he made, he put a hell of a lot back into his own community. He is a local hero there. Old Roberto, Hands of Stone.
With regards to the English football team, here's where I'm at with it, and I'm actually even going to provide fucking evidence and put this up on the screen. So, you know Arsenal Football Club? You know it wasn't always Arsenal Football Club. It started off as Royal Arsenal, and in order to play for that team, you had to work for the factory. Well, the first man to play for Royal Arsenal, later known as Woolwich Arsenal, became Arsenal Football Team, initially, and did not work at the factory. He was called Bill Julam. Julam caught the club's attention on Good Friday in 1889 while playing for Boston Town against Royal Arsenal. Because the club was strictly an amateur side made up of munitions workers at the time, so you had to work in that factory to play in this team. So what the Royal Arsenal football team did was they went to the managers and said, "Get him a fucking job here. We don't care what it is. You don't need to care what it is for either, because we're going to pay his wages." Then, because he officially works for the company, he can play in the team, and that's the point at which the football teams in the 1800s, the football teams stopped giving a fuck about who the person was on the pitch and went all with what that player could do. And we have went through all of this shit from the 1800s to this now highly professional thing. And if you think that the 11 mercenaries are on your team, that's fine. My opinion is the actual English football team is the 80,000 in the stadium. It's also the 100,000 that are in pubs, clubs, fan zones, in their own houses, collectively willing for the same thing, whether they live in England or they've moved to America or Australia or whatever, and they can all sit down at that television for 90 minutes and all have the one good positive thought about England.
Which is reverse mass immigration, yeah?
No, which is put that fucking ball in the net. Put that fucking ball in the net.
Sorry, that one, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that one. Because what you have to understand is you're currently in an intergenerational war. You're going to be fighting this thing to keep your country the way it is, not only for your lifetime, but your children's going to have to do it, their children's going to have to do it, and their children's going to have to do it. And I swear to fuck, if you don't find some way to enjoy yourself during that process, you're going to go fucking mad. And I say, my opinion is the England football team is something that can give the English people to be happy about and positive about for 90 minutes, fucking 6 or 7 times a year. And it's not the 11 mercenaries on the pitch. It's the fact that the electric grid near drops every time it gets to half time in an important match for England, because everybody's doing the same thing at the same time. I think that's the only place that the England football team has value. I think that's what it should be viewed as. I do fully understand that people do not like the fact that the England football team do not look like them. And you might go, well, 40, that's okay, because you're from Northern Ireland and your team's white. And my team is white. There is a couple of black players that have recently come in. However, like one of them being Joyce McGuinness, that grew up in a fucking UDS council estate in Bangor because his white mother married a black soldier, and this baby came out and he scored goals for Northern Ireland. But the other thing I've got to deal with is our best player currently is Connor Washington. Connor Washington comes from County Tyrone, played GAA as a child, and I find it very hard to figure out where the GAA ends and the Irish Republican Army starts. But however, he's our best player, and I still got to cheer him every time he starts fucking going past 2 German players and doing a 360 in the box. And why do I put up that? Because he's fucking better than anybody else we've got, and that's how I see that. And I'm less. I would be more worried about the fact that English football at the higher levels bring in so many people, not just foreign nationals that live inside the country, but they actually actively go and bring foreign nationals into the youth setup. And I think that makes it harder for English boys to do well in football. And I think that's a bit that needs stopped.
When I was a kid, 42,
yeah.
when I was a kid in junior school in Ilford,
yeah,
on more than one occasion, Trevor Brooking and another time Alan Bond and Frank Lampard, his dad, senior, came to our school.
Yeah.
They used to do that sort of thing.
Yeah. We had a couple of Northern Ireland players come to our school. Pat Jennings came. Pat Jennings, also a Catholic, by the way, came to football from GAA. And he came to a.
Pat Jennings looked like that, didn't he?
Yep. He's fuck. There's a print of his hands in the museum at Windsor Park at the football stadium. And see, whenever I put my hand on it, it's like, what the it's like a child's hand. My hand's like a child's hand compared to him, like fucking shovels. But again, I get you don't like who's playing for the England team, but I don't think that's worth giving up the collective hope, dreams, and feelings of a nation for 90 minutes. Go on, get that fucking ball in that.
I completely 100% disagree with you there, because this is my opinion, right? And this is my opinion alone. I used to love playing football, but I've never much of a watcher. Obviously, with supporting Port Vale, you didn't have much choice. But
it's supporting Port Vale and watching football in the same Venn diagram.
Hey, don't you take the piss out of Port Vale. I will have you know, it's an all-seater stadium now. They had the settee put in last week. Now shut the fuck up.
Look, and so, to be fair, whenever the two local teams from where I live, Glentoran from East Belfast play Linfield from South Belfast, in most countries where this game is played, if somebody's running the box and somebody comes behind them and sort of grabs them by the neck, as they catch up with them, that's a penalty, whereas apparently that's a tackle here. You play most of our football without the bastard ball, which is why the Northern Ireland national team doesn't do so well. But, so while it was it's not coming from a place where I get to watch this brilliant cultured football. It's a shared misery.
I'm gonna put something to you, right? And you could say, yeah, that's bullshit. That'll never fucking work. Yeah. I would say this. All of these people who are in our top teams now, all the big name foreigners, Raheem Sterling, what's his name? The one who's in Man United, he's moved now. Marcus Rashford,
Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, so all of these sort of top line footballers being picked from all the biggest clubs, yeah?
Yeah.
And this is this is pure speculation, but it would be interesting just to see what would happen if they actually tried it. Instead of picking all of these big names, and let's face it, just because you're a big name doesn't mean that's going to translate into being a good player for England, because, you know, Wrighty, I thought Wrighty's a decent enough lad, and he's the excuse that they keep on making for the Sivnat.
John Barnes, everybody. John Barnes.
Yeah, well, John Barnes was great, but he was a bit of a fucking sick note, wasn't he? But what I would say is, right, if you were to take the top Premiership footballers of non-ethnic or migrant backgrounds of any type, I don't give a shit if it's fucking Polish, German, Russian, what the fuck ever or African or fucking Asian or whatever, If you were to pick a squad that was made up purely of English, in the real sense, footballers, I reckon you would get far better results, because wearing that shirt would actually fucking mean something to them, and giving them that chance, you're going to get 120% out of those lads. Yeah. Well, whereas half the times with these lot here, you know, they're playing the game, but they're not playing any different, or they don't seem to play with any more passion than they do if they're playing for Arsenal on a Saturday afternoon.
There's two things I'm going to say on that. One is Italy have sort of done that, in that there's quite a few of the Italian players came from not their top league. Their issue wasn't whether or not the person was the same ethnicity or whatever, but the Italian the Italian manager took the view that there was far too many foreigners playing in the top league in Italy, and he wanted an Italian playing style, and he picked a load of people from the second tier. I'm not even sure what it's called. Is it Liga 2 or whatever it is, and at least done okay doing that. So I do think that you have a point. Could we get a team of championship players to do as good a job if they're motivated, if they're organised?
Don't get me wrong. There are plenty in the Premiership. It's not. Let's face it. It's, even though it looks like it's all foreigners, because all the top clubs have. You know, there are other people in those squads who'd be chomping at the bit to get a first team place for them and or play for their country. So you would still get a handsome squad of very talented footballers if you just picked from within the English ethnicity, from the English ethnic group. So I think, but what I'm trying to say is, if you were to do that, and they weren't cooks, if they had a bit of something about them like John Terry, then I reckon you'd have a great football team. I really do.
It is a thorny subject. I've told you how I feel about that. I think that the teams are to provide a collective aspiration for the country. But yeah, I'll agree with what you're saying. The other thing is, I think that there's far too many people picked on reputation as opposed to pure ability. And that goes right the whole way through football. And it starts at a very fucking early age. You know, the best 10% of 10-year-olds, there's not a lot of difference between them. The best 10% of 15-year-olds, there's not a lot of difference between them. The best 10% of 18-year-olds, there's not a lot of difference between them. But if you've got coaches that repeatedly decide kid A is going to play in front of kid B for, be it nepotism, which is the main one in football, or some form of family connection, or some sort of political message by the club that they're inclusive, that has a really bad effect on your white English boys trying to break into that market. If I was in charge of the English FA, I would bring in a rule that any match squad, you're not allowed any more than 4 foreigners. And as native people, I would include only people born in England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. I would not make the allowance for kids that come over whenever they're 12 and stay part of the youth system, because I want those 12-year-olds out as well, because they're plugging up a space that should be there for an English boy. That's where I would be beginning to tackle all that at.
Yeah, that would. The thing is, like I say, the problem that we face in our society, and it's not just football, it's across the entire spectrum of everything. You know, you can look at business in the same way. You know, the years
football
of
is a business now.
Pardon?
Football is a business now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say. So they are like a business, and they've gone exactly the same way as the business, whereby they don't give a flying toss about the people who are working for them anymore, because you're now an interchangeable jigsaw Lego piece. You know, they can just pick any other Lego piece up. It didn't matter what color it is; it'll still fit in that same thing. And there's no sense of noblesse oblige anymore, where, you know, the former wealthy business owners, like the Bourneville estate, would build properties for their employees and actually have effectively a mini health service for their factory workers to keep the workforce healthy, and that long before the NHS. You know, you're talking sort of the late 1910s, 1920s and all that stuff when that happened. So there was the businesses that ran, they were there to make a profit, but they also felt that they had a responsibility to the local community where their employees were coming from, because obviously there wasn't masses of travel. So your workforce, your employee groups coming from local sources.
The other thing is, if you put 6 years into putting a 17-year-old through a apprenticeship to be able to do particular tasks and do them well, and he's only doing it 3 weeks, and he fucks up and his hands get chopped off because he gets them stuck in the machine, you've lost all that resources you put into training them. So it also...
Only if he's a goalie.
Well...
Now, when he's keeping your defence, he's not going to land ball, is he?
Yeah, you know, so there's business reasons as well for why these companies decided that they were going to try to make their factories safe and keep their workers living longer and healthier, because they had put a lot of resources into training them.
Yeah, and now people are commodities in exactly the same way as a piece of machinery now. We're not seen as any difference, really. And like I say, they see us as being interchangeable cogs. They don't care about domain knowledge or expertise anymore. They just say, so for instance, if you're a fitter, you know, say you're a specialized person who's been working on, I don't know, Rolls-Royce engines, aeronautical, aerospace engines, whatever. Yeah. And it's like, we can get rid of him because there's this bloke from country X who's also a fitter.
Yeah.
So we sack him because he's like twice the money of this person here. He rocks up. So we're going to set you on these, multi-million-pound assets that we've got, and they've got to have a huge safety rating and that, because black boxes trace everything. And so, what were you a fitter on? I was putting hinges on doors in Calcutta. That'll do fine. You're more than fucking qualified. Get yourself in here, sunshine. All of the the tools and everything
cross transferable.
Exactly.
Totally cross transferable. See that?
I find it entertaining at work because I've been a maintenance man looking after buildings in nursing homes and care homes for 20 years, right? So there's a building full of people, old people, ain't got a clue what's going on. Carers doing their job, cleaners doing their job, managers doing their job, and me doing my job. Who knows what I'm doing? Me. Who else? No one.
Yep.
So I had 20 years of managers going, "What are you doing?" But if I stop doing what I'm doing, I guarantee you, within 3 days they fucking know.
Yeah.
They know all about it.
Do you have to produce a job list at the end of the day? No, just.
No, I've been asked, right? And they get bored with me talking.
Right.
When they do, I said, "What do you do?" I'll just I get in at 6 and I'd go and do this. I go do it, and after a couple of minutes, they go, "Right, okay, fine, yeah, go on, crack on."
Yeah.
I'm the only person there. There's a great big building full of people that are, using it, smashing it up, and I'm the only person there looking after the building. And if I stop looking after the building, suddenly things stop working. And they don't realise it's all the things that they don't see that's what I'm doing. But it's funny. It amuses me because sometimes they think I'm not doing anything, which is even funnier.
You're sending the pixies in to keep everything running?
Yeah.
Yep. Anglo.
I'll just say this now. I have been in my job and what I do, and it's not anything special, but it's special enough to, but I've been outsourced twice in my career to save money, obviously, because you see that's the problem. This is the biggest issue that faces us. All of the people who are making decisions, bean counters, basically, the finance bods who are just paper shufflers and no fuck all. They see the top line of, oh, look, we can save X amount of money here, right at the top line. They don't realize that the disruption that might cause at the bottom line is they've actually cost them twice the amount of money. They think they're saving on the top line, but they're losing massively on the bottom line. And the number of times that's happened, those times that happened to me, literally, within 3 months, I was rang back. Can you come back? I'm like, no, sorry, mate, I'm in another job. I would do, but you know me, I don't bust a job, especially after you treat me like that. But I didn't say that to them. But I've always been in. Luckily, touch wood, God bless. I'd always been in another job, and that happened twice. Literally, we were told that we were all getting buggered off in the end of August, because we were all being outsourced, and it was going to be a lot better and more efficient and blah-de humbug. And literally, this beginning of October, I was just wondering if you've got anything. Yeah, I've got something, mate. Yeah. Because we were wondering if you would want to come back. Oh, I'd love to, because it's great, dead handy where you are for me. But unfortunately, I never bust a contract, so because you don't get a very good reputation if you bust contracts. I said, I'll give you a ring when I'm finished. Oh, right, yeah. And that happened twice. 2 different types of business, completely different ends of the spectrum, business-wise, and what their product was. And net result was the same. And like I say, it is a false economy. Well, the new one now, which isn't even being outsourced, it's just been AI replaced. So if they think that, because you've got some twat now saying, oh, we can replace all of these functions now with AI. And it's like, no, you can't, not really. But what they do, but if a company says that, what you'll notice is that their share prices go up. If the company says we're going to start using AI, because all of the idiots out there think that this AI, and it's not even AI, it's a glorified phone text prediction thing. When you're writing a phone text and it prompts you with the next word that's coming next. That's all it is. It's just predictive text. We're on a much far-reaching scale, and it gets shit wrong. It gets stuff right, but the problem is, if you're not competent enough to know the difference between what's right and what's wrong, then the information is of no use whatsoever. Just for instance, you know, oh, I've got my rabbit's a little bit old, and you know, I think he might need a little bit of help, bit of joint care, because he's fine other than he's like, you know, his leg's a bit gimpy on one side, and there'll be some, you know, vet or whoever uses an expert system, and it goes, oh yeah, the best thing, because the AI just generalizing, and the AI will say, oh, the best thing for inflammation is steroids. So you give poor Bunty some steroids because they're fucking allergic to them. Thanks, AI. And there's going to be cases now, because we already got it now, where 80% of the cases in the NHS, malpractice cases, are basically foreign-born bloody doctors. That's not me. That's not my statistics. That's actual statistics. Can you imagine the amount of shit that's going to come out where it's going to say, well, just out of interest, why did you cut the leg off? Well, they said it was really bad verruca. It was very painful, so the AI recommended we cut the fucking leg off. Yeah, but it was a verruca. Well, I'm just going by what the AI said. You know, you can't hold me responsible, because, like I say, accountability and responsibility is like kryptonite to all of these paper shuffling managers. They're all wank. Literally, the higher up a chain you go, with possibly the exception of the CEO, who doesn't really know all of the bullshit that's happening below him. Put it this way, right? If there's ever a good manager in a company, because all of the other lick-spittle twats are absolute no marks, he doesn't stay very long in that company because they do their damnedest to undermine him. At which point he says, yeah, fuck this. If I can't do anything good, I'll just go to somewhere else.
Yeah. Well,
and then, and you know, the higher ups think, oh, you know, why are we losing good people? Or maybe don't even know that they're good people, because these sly snake wank stains in upper and middle management, you know, I just thought it was former, you know, public businesses, you know, like the former bloody council and public services, public sector. Yep. But they're all like that now. Yeah. They're basically, right, I've seen this, and it's just literally come, in my experience with the business I'm working for now, it's happening all the time now. And it literally is getting to the point where, and I said I would never work for another firm like that, because it was the worst 2 years of my fucking life, because 60% of people's time was spent on making sure that something wasn't their fault. They didn't give a fuck if something worked, or if you know, if something was a success or failed. All they were concerned about is, if it fails, as long it's not my fault, is it? No, good. Yep. Oh, I'm happy then. Why are you happy the company's fucking failing? Why would you be happy about, oh, well, you know, because, yeah, but the thing is, you do that to all of your customers, then you're automatically made redundant because the company goes bust. But they don't see it. None of these fuckers see the bigger picture. And like I say, the same twats who were doing all the outsourcing, rubbing their hands, going, oh, we can save, you know, 50 quid this month by outsourcing. You just cost us $2,000. What? Yeah, we've just seen, because, you know, half the stuff hasn't got done. It's done bad. It's having to be redone 3 or 4 times. And then what little local resource we've got, we're having to stretch them thinner than an elastic band, because they are the people who are able to do it. And if we weren't doing it that way, these projects wouldn't finish. So in the end, they get rid of the bloody outsourcing team and go crawling back to the people who were there previously. But now they've lost, because like I say, they lost all that original domain knowledge anyway. If other people have got jobs because they were half decent, so they can't go back. So now they're left in a position where the outsourcing experiment failed, but now they've got to recruit new people, and it's going to take them, you know, 6, 12, 18 months, a couple of years to get up to speed to where the people who they let go originally go, because it was a stupid fucking idea in the first place. But they can't see that. They can't see that. And it's the same with AI now. Oh, you know, oh, AI can do this and AI can do that, you know. And you know, the next thing will be like sort of Toy Story 6, and like, you got a friend in me, and it'll be all done with AI, but halfway through, because nobody's checked it, little bloody, you know, what's he called, the cowboy, he goes running down the street, and all of a sudden he turns into a giant fanny. And like the kids are going, what's that? So it's like, oh shit, we didn't double check that shit.
I'll go a bit further than that on where this dodging accountability, and I don't care what that part's like, provided it's not my fault. Need to be careful about what I say here and how I say it. But say, for sake of example, you're working in an industry where parts get built to a certain stage and then moved on to a different factory for the next stage. They're moved on to a different factory for the next stage, and then they become, I don't know, say a complete car, right? Well, if one of your employees has made a part and it's not right, and everybody's going, what's not right, but you could still work with it and make it work. Instead, and the manager's got a choice of, do I scrap this like I should at a cost of $27,000, $127,000, or do I simply hold it here? It can just sit about, and it'll sit about, and then it'll come to a stage where the place where these parts go to after that, they're in a crunch, and they really need parts. Otherwise, it's going to stop their jigs and stop their lines and stop production. The cars are the line that must keep moving forward is going to stop, and they're going, I need this part, I need this part. Send them that one that's not right then, because they'll take it, and they'll do whatever they need to do, and they'll put it into the car, because they don't want to be the people that's seen to stop the line. So, and the manager that should have scrapped it, it's off his books. He doesn't have that loss. And this happens with everything from the first bit of wire that's created for the wiring loom for your new Volkswagen Scirocco, and it continues until the last decal stuck on and the thing's driving out the door and it's getting its quality checks. So, and that is how that's how manufacturing currently works. Interestingly, if you go into the quality standards, ASO 2000 or whatever it is, and the quality control, right, and you get these certificates, and you can put on your sticker that this car complies to quality standard, whatever. You'll find the sticker on your toaster that says it goes to that quality standard is exactly the same, because the quality audits do not measure how good or bad the part is. They measure how consistent it is. So if you, for example, if you've got a plate that's got to be 2 inches long, 2 inches deep, 4 inches wide, and your tolerance is 1/4 of an inch, and you've got a box that's 1/4 of an inch wider than that, and every one of yours fits into that, then that's a quality product. And that's what they measure. So the reason why a Rolls-Royce gets the same quality standard as a Kia is because they're not measuring how good the Rolls-Royce is, how good the Kia is. Is every Rolls-Royce consistently this standard? Yes, it gets a quality mark. Is every Kia consistently this standard? Yes, it gets a quality mark. Is every toaster this standard? Does it Does it heat for the length of time? Whether it might burn your toast every time, but provided it burns the toast every time, it passes quality because it's the same every time, right? You're not just those quality things do not mean how good or bad or indifferent it is. It means it's consistently the same level of shit. So therefore, if you've bought a toaster that burns your toast every time, you can then go to your friends. I got one of those toasters. It burns my toast every fucking time. Your friends won't buy one. Everybody will know that they regularly do that. You get a toaster that under toasts your toast every time. People will go, oh, actually, I like very lightly. Oh, yeah, there'll be people like very lightly toast, and there are people who actually like burnt toast. And, maybe those people could talk to each other. But the idea that we put quality into things by quality control is it's an absolute joke. It means you get the same standard of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, funnily enough, talking about toasters there, I had a toaster and it was actually, I won't say which brand because obviously in case they come running after us going, no, you said no. But it was like, let's just say it wasn't your local shop's own brand toaster. And, they used to have scientists with large foreheads, put it that way. That might give you, but anyway. I got this toaster and it had settings that went from like sort of 1 all the way around to I think it was 8 or something like that. So you would think that 3 or 4 is going to get you where you want to be, yeah. You put it on 3, right? Your toast come out paler than an albino. You put it on 4, it come out like Massambula. There literally was. And I tried for ages to find the little tiny sweet spot between those, and I couldn't find it.
Did you try putting it on 2 twice?
I don't think it was a variable sensor. I just think it was a switch, and you just accidentally went past where the switch was between piss weak, nothing, not even hasn't even dried the bread out to. Yeah, this is like been in Hades for 3 weeks. All right, okay, I'll sort that out then. And I used to get it in the net off the messages say, if you scrape it a little bit and once you put the butter on, you won't tell. I said, won't fucking tell. I said, I'm supposed to be putting Bovril on that. I won't even see where the Bovril's been. Look at the state of that. But yeah. And then I ended up, because I was pissed off, I ended up getting rid of that one. I don't know if she gave it away or if we took it to the tip where they've got little electrical small appliances. Because you get there, they've got like a little shacker. So that toaster sort of works if you like it not done or burnt. And I said it worked. It said it does work, but not for my liking. And I went to I think it was Asda, and it was their own brand George thing. I think it was a tenner, and it cooks toast fine. It's really good.
Well, my toaster is a hot point. It came in a set along with my kettle. My kitchen's red, my cooker's red, my toaster's red, yep. Well, red's my sort of appliance and jar and stuff, call it. But I brought the toaster home, and the first time I went to make toast in it, put the toast into it, push the thing down, and there's about a fucking inch and a half of bread sticking out on the top of the grill. And I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit. So it sat in my worktop unused for 10 years with a couple of exceptions because M&G's used it a couple of times, whereas I go to the grill in the oven now.
When you said you had a hot point toast, I thought you were going to say doesn't do the bread very good, but it cleans the fucking clothes brilliantly.
But I win this one. I've just been to check, right, and I have a dual light toaster. It's a 6 slicer. It looks like a 1950s American Caravan. Yeah, it's chrome. Black. Just chrome. It's an industrial one. It's a proper one. It's 6 slices. You can only set the heat and set the time, and you have to literally physically pop up the toast yourself with a lever. it was at least 10 years old when I got it, and we've had it 15 years, love.
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah, I got it from work. Yeah, so it's probably 20 years old.
When Pakka says he got it from work, eh?
Fuck.
Yeah, the lever was stiff. Right.
The last toaster that my mum had, a mouse ran out of it when she went to use it. Oh, Brad.
Yeah, I guarantee the one they got to replace the one I've got is broken.
One momento.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what. Anyway, hey, tell you what. Talking about quality control, have a butcher's at this. Let's have a butcher's at this. Here we go. Quality control in operation. Let me know when you can see it.
Right, England 1-0, Jude Bellingham. Right, yep. Got that.
And finally, it's completely changed my look. Like, it's cost me 1,700, I think it was. Are you ready for the big reveal? I can't believe I finally got Love and Peace. And finally,
I hope that's a joke, but somehow I don't think it is. Look at the railings on that.
Like, I think that's more about making everybody know that she's got £1,700 to spend on teeth to make her look fucking stupid than it is about having good, nice teeth.
and the lips on it. Do you know what she looks like? Do you remember on the Muppets where you had the 3 band players?
Oh yeah, she's the saxophone player, isn't she? Out the band.
I'll have to see if I can find a picture. But look,
she was in the band, wasn't she? Or was she the bass player?
It's her. It is her. I'll have to find a picture now and share that.
What I'm curious about is, were the lips looking that bad with her old teeth, or has the new teeth magnified the fuck up of getting the pump in her fucking lips to like turn her into a duck?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Oh dear, why is it gone? God, hold on a minute. Absolute shite. It's just.
Dave's going to be sorry he missed out on talking about toast, isn't he?
Hey, Edmund, I shouted it out there. 1-0 England. Jude Bellingham scored. Oh yeah, and the other thing is, if England have any more matches on a Saturday night, my stream time will be changing to fit around that.
There we go. I couldn't open the other one. It wouldn't let me because it was like, oh, this is copyrighted. You used to be able to just click on any image, didn't you, before? Now it's like, you can't even...
Yeah. Oh, fuck. There's a meme there for you, Spencer.
You need to get that side by side.
Oh my lord.
Oh fuck.
Oh, hold on a minute. Let me see. Go back. It's the spitting image as I live and breathe.
Brad, yeah, just to clarify that, I'm not moving so much for the England team. I'm more moving for me, because I swear to fuck, if England's playing a knockout match, I'm going to be standing shouting at the TV for fucking 90 minutes. That's just how that goes. You're a British team in a knockout competition in the World Cup. I watch that. Yeah, unless I have to work because I'm not taking fucking holidays for it. We just end up watching it and work. Yeah, or listening to it on the radio. Yeah, that's what we do, Mark. We listen to it on the radio while we work. Sorry, just
There you go, Sensen. There's your caption for those two pictures side by side. We ain't gonna make it, are we?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, did you see? I don't know. I saw it. That was another one of those short things, and it was that Jordan bird again. And she looked like she'd been like attacked, but she'd been out. I mean, she's bankrupt. You know, she's been bankrupt more times than Soft Mick, and yet she's still flying off bloody wherever to get or is it to get all these procedures done to make herself look even more dreadful. And she goes, "Yeah, this is how I look. Don't care, don't care." And she obviously had more shit in her lips, but on her nose, she'd had something done to her nose, and it looked like somebody had smacked her in the face. It didn't look good at all, and it wasn't, because there were like little micro stitches in her face where she'd obviously had more surgery. But the thing is, at this point in time, she looks like a melted wax doll. Anyway, you can't turn back the time anymore now. She looks dreadful. If she'd left, I'll tell you something now. If she'd left herself alone, I mean, I don't know how old she is now. Is she 50 yet or not? Can't even remember. But if she'd left herself alone, she'd look a hell of a lot better than what she does now.
Yeah.
And that Madonna creature, I flicked the telly on today because I wanted to watch some of the women's PGA, and my default channel is BBC One. When you first switch the telly on, it just defaults to BBC One. And who was on there? It was Graham Norton interviewing Madonna. And it was like, you could literally see the 3 inches of makeup on her old haggard face. And I was like, God, dear me, horrendous.
Right, Sansom, there's a couple of things. Have you heard my new outro song?
No, mate, no, I haven't.
Okay,
hold on a second, mate. Give me a sec.
Right. Yeah, okay, yeah. See, there's a couple of things going on here. See, the wonderful, amazing, super sexy Emma G is in the house. Emma, I'm going to play my song in a minute. And see, you'll get to hear it. So there's that. And Anglo, yes, you said earlier that you've been watching parades from here. What channel do you watch? I could possibly send you some channels that live stream a lot. One would be Made the Parade, and the other one would be Ulster Bands Forum. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that you. Oh, and the other thing I'm going to shout out: if you go on to my community page, there, the last post I made is a Ulster Museum documentary on the band scene in Ulster. It's really good, and this would be akin to the British Museum going down to Basingstoke, where Emma G was in a marching band and doing a documentary about the people that did that and showing those people in a good light. It's actually quite a good. That's it. I'm calling it. I'm calling it a win in the culture war, because it's something I never thought I would say. If you go on the my community chat tab, you will find that, and I will also get the link now. YouTube has changed how it works now, so finding your histories even became hard. Where is this? Yep. Here we go. Found it. Come on, let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Back to StreamYard. If you want to find out all about the band scene and what happens in a culture war whenever you actually march your culture in the battle, is what about to start. Yep. You'll hang on to send some. You'll sort of. I will play my new outro video file.
Yes, mate.
New outro. Bum, bum, bum.
In the red dirt, name carved in a stone you can't move. 42 wears the north wind like a tattoo. Green field trapped in the gray sky, saw the rain still stuck in his throat. Far from the line on the map, he carries that border like a coat. 42 Ulster's poet, patriot, spitting old ghosts into new dark songs. From the cold, wet edge of Northern Ireland to the dry heat where his shadow runs long. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, every line is a vow he won't undo. Hear that low voice curse and bless, words like broken glass in the heather. Tongue tastes blood and black tea. He writes the river that cut his town. He writes walls only he can see. Vision of Ulster's flicker over rusted wire and ruin. He plants a flag in this dead valley and calls it home by singing. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, spitting old ghosts into new dark songs. From the cold, wet edge of Northern Ireland to the dry heat where his shadow runs long. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, every line is a vow he won't undo. Hear that low voice curse and bless when the dust says 42. Is it exile if the land moves with you? Is it freedom if the past still stares straight through? He laughs like a funeral, he prays like a fight, writes Ulster in the sand, lets the wind decide the right. At 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, spitting old ghosts into new dark songs. From the cold, wet edge of Northern Ireland to the dry heat where his shadow runs long. 40 was 42.
There we go. That's
That
in
was
the
brilliant,
air.
that.
What?
That was brilliant.
I'm really, really, really pleased with it. Documentaries about the Troubles, not so much. I would point you in the direction of the book about Gilmore. I can't remember the name of it. The Supergrass. That's very good. There's another book, Borderland Clearance. Incredibly hard to read, but also a very good book. Actually, I need to get back in touch with him because I'd like to have him on. Is where I would put you to. The other thing, Belfast, Willie, there's something I'm noticing. The Kane index of everything that happened in the Troubles that we're supposed to be able to take as historical fact changes, as does the digital version of the Sutton index of death, which was used for the book Lost Lives. These are changing retrospectively. People's murders are being classified differently. I picked this up because there was a friend of mine was kidnapped and turned up dead in a skip. And one time I checked the index because I was trying to get the exact date of that happened. And whenever I looked it up digitally online again, 2 years later, his insertion had changed. His photograph had disappeared, and it was a headline for that day about some other person that was killed. And I don't diminish their death either, by the way. They were all fucking wrong. And his was also with all the details stripped out of it. Getting the truth about what happened is going to be an absolute nightmare. You also need to add on to that where a lot of the history is going to be talked about from the Civil War that we laughingly called the Troubles. They're going to come from things like the inquiry into Bloody Sunday, which is very, very problematic, because what happened was the British soldiers went and they gave their evidence. And whenever the Irish Republican Army went in, they said, as an Irish Republican, I will not divulge any of the activities that were perpetrated that day on behalf of the Irish Republican Army, which means that only half of the story was told and only half of the story was written in the history books. The things like Martin McGuinness firing the first shots are not there because they just chose to ignore that, and the legal system allowed them to. This is going to make it very problematic in untangling what the fuck went on in this country. But I would definitely point those two books. I would definitely point to somewhere start. Even if you're not interested in Northern Ireland, but you're interested in how someone becomes a police informant against a paramilitary organization, that being two paramilitary organizations, the Irish National Liberation Army and the Irish Republican Army, and how that works on a day-to-day basis. If you want to understand that that the relationship between that person, the security forces, and ultimately the courts, whenever the cases all came to court and got through out, and they basically had all these fuckers go, totally ignored whatever 20 years it was he had inside the organization gathering evidence. The Raymond Gilmore book is a very good place to start with that. I'm not sure if it's still in print. And the border clearance, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I will give that book a shout out. And I do have it. 1 second, I'm just checking through.
Do you remember? Because I only recollect it because he passed away last week. Roger Cook. Do you remember Roger Cook when he did the Cook report? On Northern Ireland, and he actually went to Martin McGuinness and said, "We've got evidence that you did 3 people personally yourself," sort of thing. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
And nothing happened. Like Martin McGuinness gave a live. Well, it wasn't live. Gave a television interview to the BBC where he clearly states that anybody that has any involvement with the British Army, they should know what to expect. And the BBC didn't expect him to elaborate further, but they pushed him and says, "Why, what should you accept?" And he says, "Death. Obviously, they're traitors. They know that." And but yet withal, we're supposed to believe that he somehow is a bringer of peace. Ask the family of the young lad from the Cregan who joined the British Army at 18 to get away from the shit. Did I think he was 3 or 4 years in the British Army, and the parents asked, was it safe for him to come home on leave? Martin McGuinness said that it was safe for him to come home on leave, and he came home on leave, and lo and behold, Martin McGuinness shot the man. Ask them people, did he bring peace? Because I really don't think they did. And anybody wants to come after me, well, go ahead. It's documented. It's in the book. The other thing I'm going to say, there's stuff in the chat going on that people might not have picked up on. Billy, but you mentioned there about the St. Patrick's Day parade. I honestly think that the Imperial Guards did a world-class job. I think that band was formed in order to promote our culture to a wider audience, and they manfully stepped up and went into a very, very Irish event and proudly walked around it. They played their normal tune set. They did not deviate. They did their thing at the head of the Belfast St. Patrick's Day parade. And during my lifetime, my connection with the St. Patrick's Day parade has been from, as a child, not realizing Patrick's Day was happening, a little bit older, ignoring the St. Patrick's Day parade, to a little bit older again, going to the Belfast St. Patrick's Day parade to stand beside the cenotaph to make sure that none of those fuckers got in and damaged anything. And now the cenotaph's closed on St. Patrick's Day. I never thought it would be possible for a loyalist band to lead that parade. And I honestly think I think everybody can agree that we're in a culture war. And I don't know how you win a culture war without using your culture. The other thing that I will say is, from 2012, the flag protests, Tyrrell Avenue, fucking 3 years marching up the Crumlin Road roundabout every fucking night. not me personally. That was other people did that. I was there on occasions, but I was only there on occasions. And oh yeah, you're on board with us. The fact that we now have people in the St. Patrick's Day parade, apart from anything else, they can't do their anti-British shit because of the there's British people there. They can't do their anti-British shit whenever they're doing the organisation because there's British people there. The other thing I will say is Imperial Guards and a couple of other bands, I believe, are playing at this large Irish music festival. That travels from city to city around Ireland. First time ever in Belfast. There's a band set at that. I've got a ticket for it. I'm going to that. I'm supporting that because, seeing these changes, and the other big change, Cherry Hill Bonfire going out to Sweden or Norway or whatever Nordic country that is, where they build the massive big bonfires, and our bonfire, and those people meeting as bonfire builders from different traditions and being totally accepted and getting that acceptance and buy-in from people that are not Ulster people is fucking amazing. And I think this work that's being done is really important, and I can't downplay what's happening with the Ulster Scots Society. Everybody complains about NGOs. NGOs are bad. NGOs are bad. NGOs. You want to try having one because we're getting our culture promoted by our government because of the NGOs that have been created by the people that's involved in running the parades, running the bonfires, doing all of that stuff and getting there. So as instead of being outside City Hall shouting, they're inside City Hall, and it's changing the culture of how that bureaucracy works, because you can't just call band people loyalists scum whenever you've got people that are bandsmen, were never and that are not there in a professional capacity. They're there to explain about band stuff and be a link between the unelected half of Belfast City Hall and the bands, and be able to put our bands into these events and get them a proper showing that they're entitled to. I think that is definitely the way forward. We as much as we had a bit of success with ratting the other week, and quite a few people have decided that they definitely don't want to live inside loyalist communities anymore, and they're moving to nationalist communities. And then a lot of them have said that definitely don't want to live in Northern Ireland. They're fucking off down south of Ireland or across to England. And I'm sorry, but whenever you chase rats out, they're going to go wherever they go, and it's up to the people that receive the rats to deal with that and make sure that they keep on moving. As much as we had that bit of success with ratting, the way forward is what these people are doing with the Ulster Bands Forum being involved in City Hall, with the work that's also being done. We've got bands going into schools. We've got a fucking secondary school that has a proper flute band, that whenever kids go to that school in P1, one of the things they want to do is be in the band, because it's not a school band, it's a loyalist band that happens to be in a school. And that is fucking immense. We need our culture accepted everywhere. And basically what has happened is we've created the organizations that can go to anybody that's running an event. And what that event says, any words running the event say it's inclusive. Everyone's welcome. Well, what we've done is turned up and meant we must be welcome because everyone's welcome and we're everyone, aren't we? And we're coming in. And by the way, those bands are a little bit noisy. And we're claiming our rightful place at all of those tables. Now, granted, could we have got that if we did not have our loyalist politicians in place to open the doors for us? Not a fucking chance. But this is a really big step in the culture war, as I see it, in Northern Ireland. Sorry, rant over.
Yeah, I know. I wish we had a few loyal MPs in our houses of Parliament.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the reason, I mean, it's not like, but to be fair, 42, even if the rest of the United Kingdom does absolutely nothing about what's going on, does that mean you're not going to either? Doesn't, does it?
Oh God! Look,
I mean, Northern Ireland will be its own place.
Yes.
It has to.
Yeah, this is exactly it.
So you crack on doing what you're doing. You keep showing us the way. Eventually, enough people will see.
Yeah, this is, yeah, you know, there's bits of Scotland that are going to stay very like Northern Ireland as well, but there's our movement. Our movement came from your country, by the way. Orangeism came from England. The first Orange Lodge ever founded was the Grand Orange Lodge of England. You know, it's now, is that the way you're going to have to go about it now? Definitely not. But you could at least take some of the fucking blueprint. You know, we're good that way. We'll teach people. Funny as mention, I think there was quite a few English people over Belfast a couple of weeks ago from the Young Carson's Volunteers. Just happened to be over on a Tuesday night, but sure. What else? Was there anything else I needed to come back to? I think I've covered all that stuff. Now, do you want the weird story?
Yeah, I can do.
Right, check this out. Anybody that hasn't been to a last Saturday show, expect this level of madness. Presenter invite, share screen. Share screen. Here we go. We have a news story. Get on the stage. I will scroll this down a little bit and see, is this large enough on the screen? I'm going to zoom that.
Yeah, zoom right in 42 because I could already see she's a looker.
Yeah. Well, here we go. A woman who claimed to work as a counsellor at a bruise and drug rehab centre was busted for trying to smuggle a stolen bottle of wine into jail by hiding it in her lady parts. The bizarre incident unfolded after 48-year-old Monique Michelle swiped a bottle of Fino off a shelf at a Traverse City, Michigan CVS, I'm guessing that's the name of a shop, on May 9th and slipped it into the restroom where she guzzled it down, says cops. She was rushed to a medical centre for high intoxication and upon release returned to the store where she'd been banned the following day. The cops were called and arrested Michigan at the checkout, charging her with trespassing. So she's went into
Hang on. You've already skipped over a whole bottle of wine, and I've already put in the chat. Is it one of them ones in the big wide flat ones in the wicker thing.
Yeah.
In the string vest. Was it one of them?
No, it's not. Right. We're getting there. So she went into the shop, lifted the bottle of wine, went into the toilets, drunk the wine, left the bottle there. They've called the cops. She went to the hospital. She came back, and the only outcome was she's banned from the shop. So she's arrested whenever she went back to the same shop the next day. So cops were called and Regiment sent she into the checkout, charging her with trespassing. She was cuffed and checked for weapons, but officers were unaware she was allegedly carrying another stolen bottle of Cockpit Pinot Grigio on her person. And that's the type of wine bottle we're at here. So
didn't Big Brother already cover this?
Yes. Yeah. So a standard bottle of wine is about 1 foot long, 3 inches in diameter at its base, and weighs 2.5 pounds. This explains why she told cops she was not able to get into their vehicle. Finally, after some convincing, Michigan was able to slowly maneuver herself into the basket, cops said, according to the Daily Star. But while being booked into the jail, her difficulty in getting into the back seat of the car became clear when a female deputy officer found she'd hidden a stolen, unopened bottle of Cupcake Vineyards Pinot Grigio inside her vagina. The still intact screw-top bottle was removed. Cops further destroyed due to biohazard concerns. Michigan was charged with attempting to smuggle contraband into a penal institution and jailed on $6,000 bond. She pleaded not guilty. Holy fuck! She also faces a probation violation linked with retail fraud conviction last year. Has past convictions for unarmed robbery and credit card theft, according to the Smoking Gun. Her LinkedIn profile says she worked as an associate counselor at a treatment center, helping clients through the critical stages of detox from illicit drugs and alcohol abuse.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet she did.
Yeah.
I bet she was a massive help.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. That's cheered me right up.
Yeah.
The fact that she wouldn't get in the squad car and sit down. Because it's like a hard plastic seat, isn't it? It's like a park bench in the back of an American squad car, isn't it?
Yeah. That's because too many people piss in them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're white clean surfaces, but they're hard. Mrs. Packer is suitably impressed, by the way.
What?
Well,
she's suitably impressed. Yeah.
Which I'm glad about.
Yeah. A better boyfriend's not. Oh, that she has one. Poor Lisa's got a job firing pinball balls.
Did she pick one that's best served at body temperature? Is that like a rosé?
Red wine in it.
Yeah, well, red wine you got to air it, ain't you? Well, you got to air it anyway.
White,
but yeah,
chilled.
Yeah.
Rosé's chilled as well.
Oh fuck. Yeah, like.
Centum, thoughts? Have you ever stolen a bottle of wine?
No, never have. No. Yeah.
Not a fucking chance of it.
No, I'm just, I don't, because you got a mutt, you got a mutt at the very top, and we didn't see because you looked like you had one eye closed and one eye open.
Yeah, we missed a mush.
Right, I'll find that.
Because, like I said, she was a looker, and free wine. I mean,
Oh, I've got a video about a looker. It's Streaky's girlfriend. I'll have to show you.
Right, hold on. StreamYard, presenter invite, share the screen, share the screen, share the screen, share.
Yeah, now that I've seen the face, I'm thinking, yeah, you probably could get a bottle of wine in that, couldn't you?
Yeah, but the question is that photo taken with the wine in her, right?
I don't know. She's got a grump on, so I think they must have just nicked it off her. So, God, dear me.
My first question would be, how long has he been beating you up?
Yeah, that's a rough
Lonely. Robert Smith. Brilliant.
Yeah. Monday doesn't even start. Tuesday break my heart. Thursday I don't even start. It's Friday. Shove a bottle of wine up me clunge.
It's Friday up my muff.
Yeah. God, I'll tell you what, she must, I mean, it must have been like a wizard's sleeve, mustn't it, to be able to get a bottle of wine in? Hey? Welly top.
Yeah.
Clip like a king prawn.
Oh. Did she even use lube?
I don't know. That's just, I don't know. No, she's just naturally gifted. Oh, anyway, yeah, as promised, let's get old Streaky's. Let's get Streaky's girlfriend up. He's probably watching a football match. I hope he sees this.
I don't think Streaky comes here.
He might do every now and again. Oh, are you ready?
Yep.
What? Yeah, kids come past here. Fucking state of that, look. My God. What a fucking state.
Yeah, if you take a photo.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. Report me for what?
You take
for what? For what?
Why are you taking a photo of me? Do you know it's illegal to do that?
No, you're in public. You're in public. Take a photo of me. You're in public. Look at you. My God. Look at you. You're beautiful, you are. Absolutely beautiful.
And that's why Streaky's attracted to him. It, whatever.
Yeah, I seen that a couple of days ago. It's not great.
Oh, yeah. I did have because before you started, we were talking about Pakka's got his collection. But it's his actual action men. It's not like just a affectation in later life.
Yeah.
Those are actually your action men, aren't they? And this is what AI should be used for, not taking jobs, but creating products that the entire world would actually want. Yeah, I'd be first in, even though I haven't had toys in a long time. I'd be first in the queue for this.
From Sunglasses Kid Toys, it's the Lethal Weapon 2 Action Figures playset. Get the Martin Riggs and mobile home with realistic handgun dead wife portrait picture and beer cans to make your feudal, painful existence bearable. Also get the GMC 4x4 with realistic winch system, ready to tear down the homes of anyone who gets in your way.
I'm not a cop tonight, Raj.
With the Lethal Weapon 2 playset, you'll be able to recreate all your favorite scenes from the movie, as well as your own explosive adventures.
I'm too old for this
Also now available, the new Cargo Crate Drop playset to flatten the bad guys.
Get That was for my wife!
Get Roger Murtaugh too.
Drop the gun, mister! Diplomatic immunity! Ugh, it's just been revoked.
The Lethal Weapon 2 playset from Sunglasses Kid Toys, starting from just $29.99. Make your parents buy one today.
That's class.
That's good, isn't it? Ain't a copy of Raj tonight, Raj. I believe it or not, I was just watching a bit of that as I was channel flicking, and it was on somewhere, Lethal Weapon 2, and I thought, oh, I do enjoy a bit of I do like the Lethal Weapons 1 and 2. They're pretty good. You know, bit of escapism. So, yeah.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon's not bad. I like that. It's one of the few.
Have either of you two seen that Citizen Vigilante?
No.
I have. It's brilliant.
Is it worth watch, Pakka? Because
when I say it's brilliant, Sensum, it's fucking rubbish.
Right,
but
okay.
at the same time, it's brilliant.
Okay.
Okay, so what the director's basically done is gone out with 50 quid in his pocket and a script of about 60 pages.
Yeah.
And most of the time, one cameraman and whatever actors he can lay his hands on, and he's made a film. And if you look at it like that, it's fucking brilliant. But it is... it's jolted, and it's like a series of... I wrote it down, so it's like a series of bullet points, like Pulp Fiction. The story jumps about a bit, and you just get this, and then this, and then this. But as a whole, it's brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
No, I haven't seen it. I've seen all of the hype around it, you know, and the various people mention it, but I haven't seen it. No, not yet.
Oh yeah. Oh, here, it's free on Twitter.
Is it?
Yeah. Elon Musk says I'm putting that on Twitter because it was getting banned here, there, and wherever.
Oh, right. Oh, right.
So Elon Musk went at, let's say the migrants don't do well in this film. And it was getting banned. And Elon Musk says, well, fuck that. Try banning it now and putting it on Twitter for free.
Good.
Oh, it's now on YouTube as well. I might actually look it up.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, it is made for Tuppence Halfpenny, but it knows what it is. Do you know what I mean? It's not, you know, so.
Yeah.
I don't generally like that sort of film. It's like Death Wish.
Oh,
and I don't generally like that, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. It was quite, in places, it made me laugh out loud.
I like the original Death Wish with Bronson in. You mean, yeah?
Yeah.
I liked. I've seen all of them, but I think the first one and the third one were my favourites. The third one was mint. Really enjoyed the third one. Yeah, third one was where he sends off for his mate called Wildly, which was this 45 when 45s were a rare thing, or 4.54, sorry, handgun called the Wildly Gas Auto. Yeah, that was there was some really good actors in that one. It was Martin Balsam was in it. Marina Sirtis, who played
Deanna Troy.
Deanna Troy was in it. Yeah, Essex girl. Yeah.
And a big part of my adolescence.
Yeah, I think. Well, we also try and do our bit for public safety in the community, and it's not likely that we're going to ever encounter this situation. However, if you ever do find yourself in this situation, and particularly our down under friends like Linda and Field Marshal Dawn Browning, this is and this is in Panama City on the beach, and this guy here is going to give you some advice on how to tell if sharks are in the water. So I think, as a public service announcement, I think we need to see this.
Yeah, I think we do. I'm liking the sound of this.
Oh, yeah.
You ready? This bloke talks a lot of sense, actually.
This year at Panama City Beach, we've had an unusual number of shark sightings and shark attacks in the water. And of course, this can happen in any ocean or gulf. But if you're coming here or visiting any body of salt water, you want to make sure you can understand how to identify if there's sharks in the water. So I'm going to show you a 100% sure way to know if there are sharks in the water. So the first thing you want to do is walk over to the water's edge. You don't have to go too far, just to the water's edge, and then just reach down and touch the water, taste the water. If it tastes salty, there's sharks in the water. This year in Panama City Beach.
Can't say fairer than that.
Yep.
This bloke's a legend. There you go. I hope everybody enjoyed that. It's wise words, as always.
The other really interesting thing is that people talk about, say about shark attacks, is that they always happen less than 5 foot of water or less. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's where the fucking people are. It's hard to get a shark attack in the middle of the ocean whenever nobody's swimming there. The sharks come to the beach because that's where the people are. You know, it's, you know, they go to a certain place to get a certain type of fish. They go to a certain reef to get a certain type of fish. Yeah. They go to a beach to get people.
Yeah. Brad's just put in there that his sister wants to go to the Darien Gap. Well, is there not a dentist that could fix that for her?
Yeah. You know, fucking the other thing is that the number of shark attacks and the volume of ice cream sales correlate. So if you've got like a, you know, wee town has a beach and whatnot, the shark attacks will go up and the ice cream sales will go up. That's not because the sharks like people that taste like ice cream. That's because it got hot and people like to swim in the sea and people like to eat ice cream. Not all correlations are causations. So there we go.
I saw one of them old ice cream vans for sale today. For those of us older to remember, the Bedford medium weight van.
Yep.
With the ice cream plastic pod on top that went right over the cab.
Mm-hmm.
10 grand, and it was full of filler. There we go. I can't tell you more about that because I lost interest, but I saw one today and it just brought back memories.
Oh, fuck. I was going to work the other night and I went down the street and an ice cream van just turned down in front of me. And that's fine because I was expecting him to go to the end of the street and turn, but no, he stopped in the fucking middle of the street and put his music on. I was fucking stuck. Oh,
you should have bought an ice cream. Oh, that's the story I heard the other day. Roger Moore invented choc ices on a stick.
What? How?
Because he was on set and he likes choc ices, but he kept getting chocolate all over his fingers, and he's James Bond or Simon Templar or whoever, so he doesn't want to be covered in chocolate. So he said, I want these on a stick.
Ah. Right. So
he invented magnums.
Yeah, basically.
Cock pops. Yeah, Choc Pops. I really like those.
Do you know what I saw the other day? There's a farm foods local to me, and they just put like a little pamphlet-y catalogue thing through.
Mm-hmm.
You get the odd vouchers on there. And do you know what they were selling? Boxes of screwballs. Do you remember screwballs with the old bit of chewing gum at the bottom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen them in yonks. I didn't even know they still existed.
Oh,
Probably I thought it would be against health and safety.
That bit of Mr. Whippy ice cream at the bottom that's got the gumball juice in it.
Yeah. I was surprised that they still allowed to sell them. Oh, hello, Maestro. You're doing well, mate. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Hope all went well, mate. All the best, Mr. Allmac. What else do I have?
I've got a person complaining about their service at the local fast food store.
Oh, sounds interesting. Let's give it a whirl.
This guy wouldn't stop bothering the worker until he had enough. He's at a fast food restaurant when, for some reason, he starts giving one of the workers a hard time. Then he starts interrupting him, making threats, and getting right in his face while the guy is just trying to do his job. That was his chance to calm down and move on. Instead, he keeps pushing the issue and making the situation more tense for everyone around him. Like bro was determined to turn a simple food order into a major problem. Even when the employee stays focused and tries not to engage, he doesn't back off. And from there, things go downhill fast. That's why treating workers with respect is usually option. Like and follow for more real life lessons.
Right side.
This is technically called fuck around and find out. Yeah, unfortunately this bad behaviour that we're seeing all over the place. It doesn't matter if it's in France or anywhere else in Europe, here, United States, wherever. We are going to have to start pushing back on this bad fucking behaviour, And obviously the police are not going to, so it takes little local heroes like this bloke to do it for them.
Yep, this is where it's coming to. It's the behavior is fucking atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
What the difference in what is acceptable in public change in my lifetime is off the fucking scale. And were there always cheeky people? Yes, there was, but it was never like fucking this. You would never have thought that it's ever acceptable to try to resolve your food issue by physically.
No one was ever that fucking emboldened, were they?
Yeah, no.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point, you see, because when we had a society and a system where doing the right thing got you a commendation, or you wouldn't get in any trouble for doing the right thing, which is what's happened here. When that started to change post-Thatcher years, where all of a sudden you've got some dindu and causing a ruckus or wherever, thieving or wherever, boom, have that sunshine. Yeah, you're off to Nick now. Why? I was defending the property, stealing and theft. Yeah, well, that's not as bad as you hitting him. Since when? Since now. So this was all part of that structure of turning the police force into a police service to basically make decent, honest, upstanding people not fucking stand up for themselves anymore. It was literally there to batter it out of us with examples of, yeah, but this bloke was trying to punch a lady or whatever it might have been back in the day, And it was like, he stopped him from doing it. Yeah, well, unfortunately, you're Nick's son. All right, okay, so next time just let him do this, yeah, whatever. And it's like now you see them going in and out of shops and just taking things. And if you, if you're just somebody who says you're not taking them out of the shop, sunshine, the police turn up and said you should have let them take them. Well, we weren't his.
Oh,
Number
55 makes a good point. Now, you good slap well before any kind of stuff even get started, and that would be from the customers waiting on their food. Exactly that. Like, see where I live in East Belfast. See if you went into one of the restaurants on our road and started behaving like that, you'd have a major problem because the customers simply wouldn't put up with. They're trying to have their little bit of a break away from everyday fucking struggle, sit down and have a nice time and eat some food. And this cunt is upsetting it all. The customers would have you.
Yeah, and rightly fucking so. A lot of the bad behaviour that you see was all pretty much self-policing. We when it was a police force, we basically needed the police force to sort of deal with folks like the Crays, for instance, yeah? Because they were really hard blokes and they had a lot of fucking, power and sway and whatnot. So if they were putting pressure on local businesses, protection money, all that kind of racket, that's when you needed plod. The normal sort of, cheeky chappy, constant pisshead causing a ruckus up and down the street would get a regular slap off the other locals because they were fed up of, the behaviour. So it was very much a self-policing thing. And like I say, back in those days when we had a proper police force, and you used to have the local Bobby walking up and down the streets, you've got some idiot like that doing what they're doing, and somebody like sort of stands up to them, lays them out. Plod would probably just walk past and say good back in them days, but now it's like, oh my fee-fees, everything has to be on Nancy boy fee level, because we've been inveigled by the communist regime and the communist regime in a skirt called feminism. We have to appease everybody else apart from the good people who are doing the right fucking thing. This is not a society I want to be part of. I saw the other day where a bloke, S.A., shall we say, because you know what the algorithm's like, woman, and he got less time in prison for actual grape, physical assault, than a bloke who, when the police were getting, where was it, in Southampton, kicking off, he didn't even throw, they're saying like, he threw a bin. He didn't. They were coming in, the police, trying to kettle in and that, and he kicked the bin at them to keep them at bay. 36 months. Thank you.
Yeah.
So if you're in a society where you've got a corrupt police force and a complicit judiciary that'll give somebody 36 months actual prison time, not even on license or actually out, and yet you've got some actual scumbag who I think got 24 months or 30 months or whatever, it was less than the other one, for actual assault, then that is not a society I want to be part of, And let's put it this way, the people who would do that, they would have been put in their places long before they'd even thought about it. Yeah.
I'll tell you something, when we're on this subject, the traffic command, the guy through a traffic cone and got 2 years, 7 months. He was only caught because fucking an auditor decided to film it. Please, for the love of God, if you're going to a protest, do not video, anything. Do not put it online. And if you do have to put it online, film the fucking police. It's not hard. If you want to show your audience that there is stuff landing on top of the police, then film the police and show the stuff landing. Although, having said that, also be advised that you've made yourself a witness. Because the police can go look at that footage and when we can prove that you were here from time A to time B watching what was going on. So, can you identify any of these people? Can we see all of your footage that you didn't put up online? Can we have your phone? Can we have your computer? It's not worth the fucking 1,000 subscribers.
No.
There's no way. I don't care how many subscribers AJ Otis got. There's no number of subscribers that's worth 2 years, 7 months of that man's life.
And I was going to say, there's also, it seems to be particularly since that whole Henry Novak incident in Southampton, that I've just seen more and more people being, just have plod rock up on the doorstep for absolutely no reason whatsoever, other than to check their thinking. And I thought this was all being thrown out in the bin, but apparently it's not. And it's like, we noticed that you were wandering around in this particular area the other day. Yeah, I was out with my daughter. Yeah, was there any particular reason why you were out in that particular area? None of your business. Why are you here? Oh, you're on mute, mate.
We've just come to ask you why you've got an England flag hanging up outside your house.
Yeah.
Well, what a fucking stupid question. Where do you think I am, you prick?
And also football, innit? Football's on. So
no, but how the fuck did you ever get to the point where the council's calling telling you off for putting a England flag on your house? How did you let that get that? Because this didn't happen overnight. This has taken fucking 50, 60, 70 years of demonizing a set of people, demonizing an emblem, demonizing a set of behaviors, and it not being pushed back upon to that it's got to the point where now the council feeling emboldened to come to your door to complain that you've got the national flag hanging above your house. That is the absolute description of tyranny.
Yeah, because the council will have the Pakistani flag hanging up over the council offices during Ramadan, won't they? And woe betide anybody goes down and complains about that.
Oh, has anybody tried taking the council to court for flying the wrong flag?
No, I don't know.
I know the Belfast City Council got took to court. And what happened was there was a motion put in to fly the Palestine flag for Palestine Days of Solidarity or whatever bullshit that was. And it wasn't done correctly in the council, otherwise it wouldn't have got passed, but it was done in a shady underhand way. At 10 o'clock at night, the flag went up. It came down again at 6 o'clock in the morning. And at that point, the only thing that you're left with is the retributions. So Belfast City Council have been taken to court. Everything's been sealed up, and that can never, ever happen again. Maybe try that.
And also in Westminster this week, Lindsay Hoyle, the Speaker of the House, he was in there late on, once again, I think it was late on Friday night. So when it's the graveyard shift, there was about half a dozen people in. And this lady stood up and said, she goes, I think it's absolutely disgraceful that the government hasn't even had the decency to discuss in this place, because they call it this place, don't they? To discuss in this place the 3 new migrant centres that are being erected to house migrants, in other words, illegal invaders. And she goes, so they've rushed it through as like a quick underhanded thing. She goes, but nobody in this place, or nobody that I know of, has been formally involved. It's not been discussed in this place. The Home Secretary hasn't mentioned anything. The Deputy Home Secretary hasn't mentioned anything. And give Lindsay Hoyle his due, because he's another lickspittle shit. He did says, yeah, well, we can't do that, because that is even me being a left-hard Labour twat, even I know that that's like going against the spirit of this place. He said, so I demand that they come in and we will debate it. And she goes, yes, because we don't know where those things are going to be built or placed. She said, so the residents who know, because what they do is when they say migrant centres, they'll have found like an old hotel or an old people's home or something that they'll repurpose for doing it. But the residents, the first thing the residents will know is, what used to be, Holly and Ivy retirement home now has got like a boatload of mulattoes coming in and out, and they're like, well, they don't look very fucking old. They look like fighting age young men. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's all crap anyway, but yeah.
It's very quiet. Are you talking 42 or Centum? You're both muted.
No, I wasn't, mate, no.
Probably 42, jabbering away at myself then.
Hello, right. Ah, fuck, yeah. I was talking, but my mic wasn't working. Right. We're coming just over 2 hours, and I'm going to wrap this up. So, Pakka, any last words?
No. I arrived with nothing, and, I gave it all.
It was actually I really enjoyed tonight. It was a really good chat. Mr. Sanson?
Hello, mate. Yeah, it was great again. Thanks for having us on. Hopefully, more of the same next month. Hopefully, everybody's feeling not as hot. I don't. Well,
and Dave Waffle, mate.
Yeah,
Dave Waffle may turn up next month.
When I'm down, because where my house is, it's pretty much south facing, so the downstairs doesn't really attract a lot of like unbearable. The kitchen does, but as long as we keep the doors and that shut, it's almost bearable. But upstairs, like a fucking oven. So that's why it was no beers for me tonight. I was on the tea, flagon of tea, and fizzy water. My Buxton fizzy water. There you go.
All right. Jane Sansom, always a pleasure. Same again next month. Hopefully, Dave Waffle will actually come up. You can all pester him for a fucking month. Go ahead. That would be fun.
Yeah, make him happy.
Yeah. Every all the wafflers pester him for a month to come on. You all know he's got the invite. He knows he's got the invite, so we'll see. Come on. And with that, I'm going to play my new outro. The music is written Rich RPW Media wrote this, and did the music, and I obviously did the video over the top of it. So here we go. We'll play this, and we'll put your comments up on the screen.
In the red dirt, name carved in a stone you can't move. 42 wears the north wind like a tattoo. Green field trapped in a gray sky, saw the rain still stuck in his throat. Far from the line on the map, he carries that border like a coat. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, spitting old ghosts into new dark songs. From the cold, wet edge of Northern Ireland to the dry heat where his shadow runs long. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, every line is a vow he won't undo. Hear that low voice curse and bless, words like broken glass in the heather. Tongue tastes blood and black tea. He writes the river that cut his town. He writes walls only he can see. Vision of Ulster's flicker over rusted wire and ruin. He plants a flag in this dead valley and calls it home by singing. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, spitting old ghosts into new dark songs. From the cold, wet edge of Northern Ireland to the dry heat where his shadow runs long. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, every line is a vow he won't undo. Hear that low voice curse and bless when the dust says 42. Is it exile if the land moves with you? Is it freedom if the past still stares straight through? He laughs like a funeral, he prays like a fight, writes Ulster in the sand, lets the wind decide the right. At 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, spitting old ghosts into new dark songs. From the cold, wet edge of Northern Ireland to the dry heat where his shadow runs long. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, every line is a vow he won't undo. Hear that low voice curse and bless when the dust says 42. 42. 42.
Oh, fuck, what am I doing? Remove from studio. fuck's sake, I forgot how to work everything now. Right. Here we go. Right, that's our ring. Pakka's been Pakka, Sans has been Sansom, I've been 42. You lot in the chat have, as always, been fucking amazing. Good night, God bless. See us all next week. I'm out of here. Goodbye.